What's going on, everybody? This is Nick Lawson from Squad Sports. We're really excited to be supporting the Free Agent Friday series. A lot of great talent out there. Without further ado, this is the next free agent you should be signing with your sports team.
All right, we're back for another Free Agent Friday, and today I've got Zack Shulkin with me. How's it going, Zack?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing good. Good.
Good. Really appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, no, thanks for joining me. Love to get to know more about you. So let's start off with where you went to school and any degrees that you got.
Totally. So I went to school at Miami University of Ohio. That is not in Florida. One located in good old Oxford, Ohio, in the MAC. Went there, got a sports management degree. And then I'm actually currently right now, I just started through the University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana's IMBA program, and going to be pursuing and am pursuing my MBA. So, and the focus there is marketing and business strategies. So hopefully get that second degree, in a couple years. But that's kind of the background on my schooling and degree.
Did COVID play into starting to get that MBA now? I mean, I noticed a lot of people are kind of going back to school or trying to educate as much as possible.
Great question. And the short answer is yes. The long answer is it had always been in the back of my mind of pursuing that further education, especially that MBA. But I just had great job opportunities and experiences that I felt like substituted that grad school experience. But right. Yeah, now in COVID, I just talked to some great people and they gave me just some great advice. And yeah, the time is now, unfortunately, because I'm collateral damage due to COVID, I need to stay proactive, always looking to do personal development. And at the end of the day, it just seemed, it was the right time, the right opportunity, and excited to be doing it. So yeah, COVID definitely had a small part into that.
At what point did you, kind of decide or realize you wanted to work in sports as a career?
It was kind of early. I had always played sports. I did high school soccer, varsity soccer. I played club soccer in college. So soccer and sports are always a part of my life. Unfortunately, my height and whatnot played a little
like most of us.
Yeah, exactly. The pro athlete route was not the right one. And then through just some schools, some classes, and word of mouth, I just found out about the business of sports. And then in college, I learned about IMG college at the time and kind of the world of sponsorships and collegiate athletics. And I was fascinated by it. And I was like, you know what, if I can't play in it, I'd love to work in it. And I learned all about it. And that was kind of the impetus. So it was probably, mid through college time, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, it's similar, and it's, I always look back now that I'm asking people all these questions, and it's sure. Like, yeah, when did you really think about it as a career? I was thinking I was going to get drafted, and but it didn't work out. So a lot of people are kind of in that.
Yeah, and people are like, yeah, I think of sports as this glitz and glamour, but when you really find out about the business of sports, it's a whole other world. It's a whole other world. It's fascinating. And so, yeah, it's great. It's great to be in it.
Walk me through your career, kind of start with any internships you had, and then just walk us through up until where you're at right now.
So I guess really internships into kind of what led me into the world of sports started late high school, early college. And I first interned at Fox Sports West. Kind of learned about, media advertising in the world of sports, but that was just more on the media side. And then my first real internship in sports was when I was in college. Miami of Ohio happened to be in a Learfield IMG college property at the time. Interned there my junior year. And that's when I knew that the world of kind of sponsorships, partnerships, business development was a path that I wanted for, especially in the world of sports. And so I knew after college, I was going to reside back in Los Angeles, where born and raised, and I just knew I was going to come back there. Perfect enough. UCLA in the Rose Bowl is and was a property at the time. So I was lucky enough to get hooked up with those guys there and started off being an intern and then just worked my way up. I was an account manager. I knew I wanted to be more into the world of sales and biz dev and really be that person to interface and talk with all these different companies and brands and actually work out and strategize things. And so, yeah, I was at the UCLA Rose Bowl property right out of college for 4 years. Worked my way up, got out of the world of sports for a couple of years, and actually moved over to, let's call it, the entertainment side. It was theme parks. It was national corporate partnerships for Six Flags theme parks, kind of manning the West Coast office with another director. And I was there for 2 years. It was incredible to get that experience because it was being able to get that entertainment partnership experience and not sports. And also it was on a national level, whereas college is local and regional, conversations and partnerships. So got out of that. And then most recently, I actually got back to the sports side because that's where the passion and interest really lies. And I got hooked up with an old boss at UCLA in the Rose Bowl and was a senior manager. And then, COVID happened. But all in all, about 5-6 years within collegiate athletics, and then 2 years on the entertainment Six Flags side.
I'm just curious, how was the process similar or different from, the collegiate side to the entertainment side?
Great question. I'm going to say same, but different in the sense of like somewhat of the assets are the same and somewhat of the conversations are the same. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's very different because a lot of companies and brands don't necessarily like what does a theme park partnership look like? So there's that education process. And there's also a lot of creativity, flexibility that you have on that side, whereas sports, you kind of have your portfolio of assets and you can put together a pretty straightforward partnership. But on the entertainment side, it's not like that. You got to just do a lot more listening and get a lot more creative at the end of the day. So it was a grind. It was great though. It was an incredible challenge. Met some great people, got some great deals and partnerships done at the end of the day. So
nice.
I would recommend anyone to get that outside experience too, because you're able to see how brands and companies think outside of the world of sports and maybe how they strategize. So yeah, it was great. I wouldn't take it back for anything.
I've always been on the sports side, so I was just curious to, personally.
Sure.
So what would you say is the biggest asset that you'll bring to a new position?
I think for me, that one of the greatest things that I've just been really good at is using my personality and my advantage. I'm very personable. And at the end of the day, in the world of kind of sponsorships and partnerships, you got to be able to build those long-term relationships. And you got to be able to listen, which I happen to think I'm really good at. So I think I'm really good at essentially building those relationships, listening, and then executing on what those certain goals and objectives are at the end of the day. And so I think holistically being able to create and execute on a well-rounded partnership is something that I have a lot of experience at. I think I'm really good at, and I have a real interest and passion for it at the end of the day. So yeah.
How about
I could give you all the cliche answers, but I'm gonna try and stay away from like the buzzwords.
No, that's good. It's good. How about on the flip side? What do you need to work on?
I think we all like just more listening. I think too, at the end of the day, just doing a lot more listening, because I know we're wired and triggered to want to, get out in the open with our own thoughts and opinions and so on and so forth. So I would say humbly just listening more. I could definitely be a lot less stubborn, I'm sure. But I think it's just really the listening side, because I think listening in our jobs will make us so much more efficient and effective at the end of the day. So I would say that.
How about, are you open to relocation, and what type of position are you ideally looking for now?
So again, I want to give you kind of a long and short answer of it, because I've thought long and hard about this, like the relocation. So I was actually previously coming back to LA about 9 months ago. I was living in Chicago for a year, just kind of trying to figure it out. I thought I needed just to change the scenery, get out of Los Angeles. Again, just change the scenery. Love the city of Chicago. Ended up coming back to Los Angeles for the job opportunity, but also it just was lifestyle at the end of the day. It was lifestyle. It was personal and family reasons too. So the short answer is I would love to stay in Los Angeles for personal and family reasons, but at the end of the day, I'll never do myself a disservice and not look at an opportunity. For example, New York City, I don't know if I'd necessarily like love to live there, but the opportunities that are available within the city are too valuable, and just you can't not look at them. So I would look at anything and everything that I felt like I could use my background and experience to jump into a role right away, make a positive impact and bring in results. So it's a long-winded answer, but it's the truth at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So,
No, I mean, it's good. I mean, you want to have a somewhat open mind, obviously, if that great opportunity is in that area where you love that lifestyle and love the area, it's even better. So
yeah, in Los Angeles too, it's a city that happens to be very vast, a ton of opportunity in a lot of different areas and channels to go about it. So, I'm not limited at the end of the day. There could be worse places to be in.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, yeah, and I think your second question was like kind of an ideal role.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I love being in the world of partnerships and sponsorships. My main background is on the sales and biz dev side. I would love to be on the other side of that, whether it's, working for a brand or an agency and really get that marketing strategy experience to then really holistically understand how brands and companies are strategizing. Because then at the end of the day, on the property and team side, it could only make you that much better at your job.
Oh yeah.
But it's a vague answer of partnerships and sponsorships. That could be in esports, it could be in sports, it could be in entertainment. It's just the world of that I love being in at the end of the day. So I've seen a lot of different things, just outside of sports.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And now you're seeing a lot
Especially
more
COVID.
People doing, partnerships with, just a variety of things that
esports. I mean, esports is blowing up in the
huge.
sense that they're hiring, kind of corporate partnerships folks to monetize their assets and monetize their, platforms and whatnot. And it's like incredibly successful. That's just one avenue.
How would you define success?
I think for me, besides just the monetary value of success, I need to be personally fulfilled in what I'm doing. I can't just wake up every day, clock in 9 to 5 and be content with what I'm doing. I have to be, I think, fulfilled and passionate behind what I'm doing. And also it's hard to in your job, but I try and in what I do, whether it's directly or indirectly, make a positive impact. That to me, it defines success. Besides the generic answers of, bringing in results, making a decent amount of money to afford a comfortable lifestyle for yourself. But yeah, I define success more on fulfillment and impact. I think more than monetary value, honestly. But it's nice to make money. I think we could all agree.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to afford a
doesn't hurt.
lifestyle.
I don't think it hurts.
No, it does not hurt. Does not hurt.
All right. Last question. This is usually what I like to end with is a fun personal fact about you.
Ooh, a fun personal fact about me. What's a fun fact about me that's not, I'm just trying to think of like, what's a unique answer that not a lot of people have heard. I'll just throw the funny one out there, and I've told this to like family and friends or whatnot, and some people are like, oh, I can kind of see it. But when I was younger, I tried out to do like some child acting or whatnot, and I was pretty close to being the role of Alfalfa in Little Rascals. I had the freckles, I could wiggle my ears, I looked exactly like that person. I don't know if that's like a fun fact, but it's just something funny and random that,
Did you end up doing any child acting?
Not really.
A little.
My parents, honestly, I did some like Gymboree commercials and like that kind of stuff, but like parents threw me in some gigs around, being born and raised in LA, dad worked at Warner Brothers. It was just like, why not just try it out kind of thing. But the other fun fact is I've been so into traveling lately. So I'm looking for just any traveling advice, tips. I did a 4-month Europe trip. I just have a travel bug right now. So
where's your favorite place to travel to?
As of right now, it's probably Italy. I was able to travel up and down Italy, and it was incredible. But just those experiences in traveling, I love it. So yeah, on a more serious note of a fun fact, I think I'm trying to knock out as many places to travel to as I possibly can. Obviously, when COVID gets lifted, but even just when COVID happened, I took a little RV trip up the Cali coast with a buddy just to get out and get those different experiences. So
Yeah.
I'm super into that right now. But what's a fun fact about you? Did
That's
people
cool.
ask you?
No, I do the questions.
I got you. I got you.
There's a lot of fun facts about me, but
Okay.
but no, this is out of my comfort zone. Doing this, the podcast that I started.
Interesting.
Definitely. And probably a lot of people will be like, yeah, right. You're always the loud and obnoxious one, you're always, this is just out of my comfort zone a little bit, but it's fun. And it's kind of pushing me. But what's really cool about the Free Agent Fridays, which I like, is, man, I'm able to really meet some cool people. And, I want to say you're going to be, we're probably up to about 90 plus of these
Incredible.
in the last, a little over 2 months. So it's really kind of, like I said, helping me meet a lot of good people.
Yeah.
And, I still am kind of trying to figure out what I want to do. Career wise, I've always owned independent minor league sports teams, and my goal is to be the president of a major league sports team. So, I want to get to that level at some point.
Do it together, man. Call me up when you're ready.
That's what I'm saying. I need good people.
Yeah.
I've got a list of people that I would hire from Free Agent Fridays. So,
I
there's
think that's valid, honestly. People some people you don't know what you want to do, and they have somewhat of a weird or negative reaction to it. And I don't personally see it that way. You could spin it or have your own 2 cents to it, but at the end of the day, you're not limiting yourself to just one thing. You can still be very focused and passionate about certain things. Don't get me wrong, but I thank you for doing this. It's an incredible resource, and you're just doing a really good deed at the end of the day too. So I just thank you, honestly, for putting yourself out there and giving us just kind of a platform to put our name out there. It's an uphill battle right now for a lot of people. My situation could be a lot worse,
Yeah.
So on so forth. But
not only that, it's just mentally it's rough on a lot of people too. I mean, especially it's one thing if you suck at your job, or you're just, you don't show up or whatever, but it's a lot of people that it's due to no fault of their own. And, I think this is a good opportunity for us in the sports and entertainment to come together, help each other, even if there's not jobs right there right now. Start connecting with more people. Let's get people back working as quick as we can. And so it's been great. I appreciate you joining me. We'll keep in touch.
Please.
And thanks again.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.